Number one, as you guys can see, the work of BPM never stops, even under Corona. So if you want to support, come tell them how they can support the movement.
Oh, you can donate to our Cash App at BPM for Life, number 4 Life.
BPM, the number 4.
Yeah, Life.
Life, all caps. Sit down, dummy. Also, if you're in the North Florida, South Georgia area, you can come out and you can volunteer. You can be a tutor. You can actually help with all these badass kids. I mean, great black kids. I meant to say great black kids, okay? That's what I meant to say. And if you don't want to donate, come do some work. And another thing, stop asking me, can you come shooting with me? Stop asking, can you join the BPM Gun Club? Nobody's going to go shooting and just go out here and show out. People want to go out here and show out unless you're doing the community work, okay? Building this community it's got a lot to do with more than shooting, all right? It's day in and day out work. If you want Black Boy Ken to stay out of prison, you can't just show up for the gun club. Yeah, you're never going. But I'm just trying to tell them what they need to do to empower our community. Okay, so those are my last 2 announcements. Now, this discussion that we're having tonight is very important because, number one, you can tell black people to just stop discussing religion and try to put it away, but that's not going to happen with black people. We're the most spiritual people that ever existed on the earth, okay? That's why Dr. Clark didn't even try that. Dr. Clark said, if you're going to be Islam, create a liberation Islam for black people and turn on the Arabs. If you're going to be Christian, create a black liberation Christianity. He didn't say get away from spirituality or religion. He said make sure it's a tool of your empowerment because you're not going to get black. We created spirituality and spiritual systems. Okay? So why would I even spend time talking about this? Well, I'm not what I call a doctrine holic. I don't believe in continuing to debate your doctrine versus my doctrine till both of us are blue in the face and no work is getting done. I'd rather focus on the work because that's going to tell me whose doctrine was right in the first place. Okay? If you're not getting no work done, if you don't have no tangible results of empowering our people that's spiritually, economically, mentally, militarily, if you don't have no background with our youth, with our people, I'm talking about that you can show me, who cares about your doctrine? Okay? But in all of my years of doing this, and I've been doing BPM for about 10 years now, for some reason, I get attacked by a lot of people every day, but I began to get attacked by Hebrew Israelites more than anybody. And I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing? I don't even know y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't even follow y'all. So I say, well, what's the big deal? I was born and spent my whole life in the Pentecostal church, Christian, right? So that means I do Old Testament, New Testament. I would think we would have something in common with those people, I would think. But they said, no, you only do the Old Testament. I said, well, I actually like the Old Testament the best. What y'all got going on? And then I figured out myself that Christianity has been totally whitewashed, so I'm down with that too. You know what I'm saying? Then I said, well, what y'all got to offer? Then they told me that we're not Africans. We separate from Africans, and the Africans sold us into slavery, and we hate Africans. Those are our enemies. I heard Captain Tazariak say that we more close to the white man than the African. I said, see, now I can't roll with this shit. Okay? Now, and then I said, okay, I'm not going to be able to go along with that. And then I said, so do you at least agree that the black man supposed to be with the black woman? They said, no, we have a chart here, and it shows that we have these 12 tribes. They span the globe. They include everyone. And as long as the father is a Mexican, or what they call them, a Taino, long as the mother can be straight out of Europe, but as long as the father is a Taino, and these things can all be white too, but as long as he's something, then you can get you a white woman. I say, whoa. I can't go along with this. I can't go along with this. So it's not just religion. It's when your religion of your spiritual system impacts our actual nation building.
That's right.
So that's what I'm talking about today. All right.
That's right.
So let me tell you a little bit about our guest, who I came across on Instagram. One thing about me, I respect only men that can fight. Nowadays, you can build a whole platform and a whole career, looking at Brother Polite, a whole career just off being on the internet and talking well and, pretending like you're smart. And it's a brother walk up and slap the taste out your mouth, you don't be able to do nothing. Because I seen Captain Tazariot punk Brother Polite out. I said, brother, I don't care how many books you read, I can't follow you. You see? Right. All right. So these boys wouldn't even follow me if I was a little punk. So anyway, that's when I seen my guest in there throwing hands. I said, hold up, this is a different type of person. Okay. This is different. Let me see what he's talking about. Then I saw some Hebrew Israelite terminology. I say, man, I just hope he don't got a white woman, because I'm gonna have to unfollow.
Nah, man, nah. I feel the same way about you too, man. I always like big up, show you the different people, and I'll be like, man, this what I'm talking about right here. Like you said, man, it's a bunch of people out here, but their war ethic is not intact, man. I can't listen. Like you said, you can write 1 million books, but can't respect you if you're not a warrior.
Correct, and that's black manhood. So I said, I'm gonna follow this dude. I want to get you to train with Zeke. I'm gonna work on doing that within the next couple of months. As y'all know, my little brother is one of the baddest mixed martial artists in the game. But
I checked him out.
Yeah. And so now, if I can get him up here to work with Brother Yahu, then we can really get some things done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you introduce yourself for a little. Brother Polite, and for us, I follow him. Man, all I know is Brother Polite got punked out by Captain Tazariot. Brother Polite stepped up to the white Hebrew Israelite, which is one of the issues we're gonna cover: white Hebrew Israelites. and the white Hebrew Israelite stepped back, like a European does, and Tazariot stepped forward and said, "If you want to mess with my brother, just because he talked about your father, then cross this line, I'm gonna kick your ass." And Polite stood politely there and ain't do shit. I saw it with my own eyes. So, but
I definitely peeped that too.
Yeah, that's when.
Matter of fact, I went at Polite before, man. He wasn't smoking,
Yeah, I don't think I'm not gonna speak on him overall, but that's the one thing. Let me put it to you like this: my little brother that fight in the octagon, if he seen a motherfucker step to me and tell me I'm finna kick your ass, and I step back and shut up, he wouldn't respect me no more.
Right.
And I raised him.
Right.
So how I'm gonna respect Brother Polite any further? Don't come to me. They say he got 7 different languages, done wrote 85 books, and he's a celebrity mentor on the Breakfast Club. That don't mean nothing to me. Okay? I'm sorry. I just can't do it. So anyway, man, tell them a little bit about yourself, and then I'm going to get into the questions that we got.
My name is Yahu. I'm a professional fighter. Boxing is, my craft, and yeah, I'm a Hebrew, but not like with the camps, teaching or preaching. I stand firmly that the Hebrew culture is an African-based culture.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got a lot of camps out here that's teaching that we're not Africans and all of this stuff, but the events of the scripture took place in Africa. So I'm trying to figure out how you're going to say you're not African, but Egypt is in Africa, Israel is Northeast Africa, everywhere the events of the scripture took place in Africa, but they're trying to say they're not African. So I disagree with their stance on that. And the Bible is, the original form of the Bible is African book.
Well, and I wasn't even going to get to this right off rip because I would like to say that, but I had a confrontation right here in Duval County, Jacksonville, where I asked some Hebrew Israelites, because they like to go out and preach, but they're pretty either they have on their Power Ranger outfits or their purple shirts. Well, these ones had on the purple shirts, and I asked them. I say, brother, before you start teaching me, are you an African? They say, no, we're not Africans. I say, what was Israel? You know what he said? He said Northeast Africa.
Right.
I say, okay, so you're from Africa, but you're not an African.
That's what I was just saying. Like, I was making this claim that they're not Africans, but Israel's Northeast Africa.
Yeah, you remember that? You remember that, Sadiq?
Yeah.
When I was debating them Hebrew Israelites. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. We got a professional fighter on here who also happens to be a scholar, who happens to happen to be a Hebrew, but he still believes that the black man should be with the black woman, and that we should be about our people. So this is different now. So you don't belong to the ISUPK.
Absolutely not.
Do you belong to any of these different sects?
Absolutely not. They couldn't recruit me if they liked the opinion on it.
So what would you classify? Would you classify yourself as anything?
I classify myself as a Hebrew, but I call myself an African Hebrew because I do follow the Torah, and I do believe historically what happened with our people. But I don't follow the camps. I don't follow the 12 chart thing that they put together.
Oh, we're going to get to that. Don't get on that. We're going to get to that.
Yeah. I watched a lot of their material, and I disagree with a lot of the things that they're teaching and portraying and putting out to the public.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's get to the first question. Does the Bible have any African roots in it? Is that an African document? Is that a European document? Where does it come from?
Absolutely, the Bible is definitely absolutely 1,000% an African document. So, Moses, if we want to get into scripture, like when we start talking about Moses, by definition was an Egyptian.
That's a fact.
So when we're talking about Egypt, we're talking about African civilization.
Okay.
We're talking about African culture. His wife was an Ethiopian.
That's a fact.
That's an African tribe. That's an African civilization. That's an African bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
So to come out and say, oh, the Hebrews are not African, well, that makes absolutely no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Moses, by definition, was a Mitzvah at one point in time, and lived in Egypt, and was thought and believed to be an Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
So, by definition, he's an African. His wife was an African woman. His wife was an Ethiopian woman.
Well, one of the main points that Dr. Ben raised was that Moses floated into, based on the biblical scripture, he floated into ancient Kemet on the Nile, and the Nile runs from the south back up to the north, meaning he came from somewhere even deeper down in Africa.
That's right.
So he was born and raised in Africa. Either way you slice it, according to Dr. Ben. That's one of the main people I read. Speaking of which, that's the next question I want to ask you. Since you don't identify with either one of these camps, who are the people that you consider your teachers that brought you into this, or either the people that you study the most?
I study Zion Lex.
Okay.
He's pretty much like one of my main teachers. I also study Awesome and Yahu. He's a Ghanaian from the Afrikan, and Awesome and Yahu, he opened my eyes to a lot of information about how the ancient Israelites, all the customs that the ancient Israelites had, that there's tribes and the Ghanaians today that still hold true to these customs. So he was one of the first people to tell me that the Messiah name was Yesu.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? He started breaking down the connection between African culture and the ancient text itself. So he's one of my main teachers, him and Zion Lex.
So I wrote down Zion Lex. I couldn't write down the other guy's name that quick. You're gonna have to DM that to me, okay?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I send my boy Sam. I'm gonna send him to you. He's very, very powerful teacher. He taught me so much in relation to the scripture being an ancient African document.
Now, have you ever encountered this book?
Oh yeah. Very
Okay.
powerful book.
Okay. That's the first thing where I learned that the Messiah's name was a Yesi or a Yesu. That's the first place I ever heard that, and
That's right.
who actually gave some. Well, I ain't gonna say there was other documents, but a thorough breakdown of the person we call Jesus, and they talk a lot about. He talks a lot about the Akan in that book too.
That's right.
That's another thing.
That's right.
Okay. So we good on that. So let's do this. Why should black people, considering the fact that the European has weaponized that Bible and used it against us, and they used it against us in very horrible ways,
That's right.
and the impact is still here of this Christianity, this whitewashed Christianity, and the way they use that Bible. If I go right now and if I go to my church, because I'm still a member of a church, I don't make it in there very often, but I still pay my tithes, and I was raised up in the church every day of my life. But if I go up in there and try to get 8 black people on board to be all about blacks, black first, build our community, they're gonna say, no, you got to love everybody. and Jesus don't see no color. And you know what, Brother Vernon, is you a racist? And then I just walk on back out and go back to my work. So why should black folk give any credibility to this Bible?
Well, see, they're misteaching it, like you said. Actually, the scripture was only for the African people. The document was only for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so corruption came, as we can see, once the other nations got a hold of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Even who the world calls Jesus, he said it himself that he only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said that.
He did not say he died for the earth or came to die for the other nations. He said he came for his nation. So, but a lot of churches want to skip over that. They don't want to address that because that seems cruel or it's leaving people out or whatever the case may be. But I always ask people this. I said, well, how did he die for the entire earth when the entire earth wasn't in the covenant?
Mm-hmm.
So how did he die for people who did not even follow the spiritual system or wasn't even a part of the covenant?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So he only came for his nation, and he makes that very clear in the text that he came for the transgressions of his nation.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He did not come for anyone else.
So it's all right for us to be black first and black specific.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask you this. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. And when we pay attention, every other nation is for themselves first. But when we want to stand up for ourselves, then we're called racist or this or that, or But when we look at the Chinese, they build themselves first.
That's a fact.
The Japanese, they looking out for their nation first. When we look at the Europeans, they looking out for their nation first. But we're supposed to be but when we stand up and say, oh, well, this is how we're supposed to look out for our nation first. This is an issue. Now we're a hate group, and
Mm-hmm. I seen some of that.
Right, you know what I mean?
So speaking of that, you know who I seen post a lot of that. You familiar with this documentary, Hebrews to Negroes?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Is that something people should watch, or is that something that we should not pay attention to?
I believe it's some of it's informative. I haven't really watched all of his material, I haven't really watched all of his material, but I think some of it's informative. I think it's a good starting point, maybe if you're trying to discover who are the people of the book,
Mm-hmm.
that they are African. Understand what I'm saying? But I don't know how accurate all this information is.
Gotcha. Okay, let me do this. Another thing that a lot of people keep throwing up is this. They say, okay, we are African, but we're not Hamites, we're Shemites. Is this a significant issue, and where do you fall on it if it is?
Well, some people need to study the Hezekiah seal.
Okay.
Hezekiah did a seal that had both Egyptian and Hebrew glyph inside the seal.
Okay.
Because the Hebrews and the Egyptians mated all the time. We were neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So we crossed with each other all the time. It was always Hebrews who had Egyptian wives, Egyptian men who had Hebraic women. We've always been mixing as a nation. So I think that people are trying to use it as a divider.
Mm-hmm. And why do they do that?
Right, but we're not divided.
Why would they want to divide black folks?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. Now, are Hebrews, would they go back, are they the lineage, that they go back to the Akan tribe? Because that's what my book says.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Back to the economy.
And
It's the African tribe.
Okay. So there's a lot going on here. All right, we got through that. Now, where did these Hebrews that you are a part of, where did they originate, and what was their race?
They were black people who the world calls Abraham. The Akan, they call him Yahweh. But Abraham, a lot of people don't, the Christian community and so forth, they don't really study this like that. But Abraham was originally from Ur.
Mm-hmm.
Ur is in Lower Mesopotamia.
Mm-hmm.
That's Africa.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't, by definition, early on, he wasn't called a Hebrew early on. I believe that name came later on after the Akkadians.
That term wasn't there yet. You're right.
That term was not there yet. He, by definition, was defined as a Sumerian at first.
Mm-hmm.
And Sumerians were, the term Sumer or Sumerian, I believe it translates as the blackheads.
I remember that. That's true.
The blackheads. And they were a African tribe of people. So the name Hebrew came later on. That wasn't originally the name of the people of that bloodline.
Mm-hmm. So you saying this was a black African people from the beginning?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then we're keeping that straight. Right on. And let me ask you this: if these were black African people, and Abraham was essentially a black African, where did they learn their spiritual system, which is monotheism, and all of these things?
I believe that a lot of the spiritual systems, some of them even came from. Matter of fact, I seen a lecture taught on this. I believe by Zion, where he was showing the correlation, even with Kemet,
Mm-hmm.
of the spiritual system. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of similarities with Kemet and the Torah.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe, like you said, like people is trying to, I guess, make a division, but you can't really divide us.
Mm-hmm.
We've always, the black races have always built these spiritual systems. A lot of the stuff came from Kemet and so forth, and Israel. All of that stuff have come together to make the spiritual system.
All right. Okay. I'm with you on that. Let me ask you this. When we talk about these Hebrews or these Israelites as they later became termed, in the book that I just showed you, the author refers to them as the Ephraim. Have you ever heard that term?
What does he call them?
The Ephraim. Affrim. The Ephraim people. That's that's what he refers to them as. But anyway, he talks about different places where they were present in ancient times, where they migrated to, and then where this whole transatlantic slave trade began on the Gold Coast. Tell me, based on your study and your understanding, where were these ancient people who later became the Hebrews or the Israelites, where were they located geographically on the continent?
When the story says that when they went to Israel, they migrated from Israel when the Romans came to escape the persecution of the Romans.
Mm-hmm.
And they migrated down and settled into West Africa. And they were taken from West Africa, and scattered to the four corners during the transatlantic.
Okay, so they come all the way from North Africa, Northeast Africa, all the way down into West Africa. And so that's how those people were present in these different areas.
That's right.
Okay. Well, and the book says a lot about that as well, and that's from a black African who is an Akan, and so it's a lot of what y'all saying is correlating from what I've been reading, and it's a lot of other things I've been reading, but this book really brings a lot of things together. Okay, let's go to this.
Look at the scripture. You see a lot about them pouring the drink offering. That's a libation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you study where libations came from, it's African.
That's a fact.
It's part of African culture.
It's undeniable. That's undeniable. Okay.
So, even in scripture, it speaks of those people pouring libations,
Mm-hmm.
pouring drink offerings upon the altars, pouring a drink offering for this, for that, and so forth. And that's an African culture. That's an African custom that's still practiced to this very day.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you this. Who are the modern descendants of these 12 tribes, and where are they located now?
The modern, right here in America.
So you saying all 12 tribes are represented here, or?
No. The scriptures say that only the Judeans were sold.
Mm-hmm.
So the other tribes are still in Africa to this day right now.
Where at in Africa?
All over. The Limba people, the Bamalige people. There's so many different tribes in Africa right now that are from Hebraic stock. Judah, or some say the Yahudim, they were sold during the transatlantic.
Now, from what I read, based on the book, the transatlantic slave trade started with the Portuguese on the Gold Coast, and they started in a specific place, tricking Africans into slavery. But then they went inland, and they started taking all kinds of people. So how can you sit here and tell me only one tribe went into slavery, or one group went into slavery?
Well, the scriptures say that when we were all exiled from Jerusalem, again, which is Northeast Africa, the other tribes they had scattered to different parts of other parts of Africa. Judah had migrated down into West Africa, and the Judeans was sold from West Africa to America, to Jamaica, to the other Caribbean. So the scripture says, according to scripture, that only the Judeans were sold, but the other tribes were scattered abroad all throughout Africa.
So now, did the other tribes sell the Judeans, or were they? I don't understand. If it was 12 tribes, only one of them went. The other 11 were scattered around. How did they focus this in on one tribe?
I don't think that I'm not sure that the slave catchers knew specifically on exactly which tribe was which, but according to tax and migration patterns and all of that good stuff, they were saying the Judeans settled in West Africa.
Okay.
And they were taken from West Africa to America, doing the transatlantic.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We got a few more questions, and I'm gonna let the other people ask questions. But I got a few more of my own questions here. Okay.
Sure.
All right, let's do this. One of the main things that they use against me when I tell these Hebrew brothers that they're not supposed to be with no European woman or anything but the straight up and down black African woman, they bring up this chart. So I looked up this 12 tribes chart, and it has everything from Puerto Ricans to Mexicans to Panama. And I say, how did you do a racial lineage tribe chart, descendants chart, based on geographical entities that didn't even exist that time,
Right.
countries that didn't exist, and countries that were populated at that time by totally different people than who populate them now.
Right.
So I said, if you can, because I think they got a spot in there for the Mexicans. I said, well, what's a Mexican? Canelo Alvarez is a Mexican. You also have African roots that go into Mexico. But a lot of the dark Mexicans call Canelo a gringo. So how does your chart just say Mexican? This ain't specifying nothing for me.
Right.
So you mean to tell me Canelo Alvarez is one of us? So he'll tell you he ain't. Just like the fat one who Anthony Joshua fought. He know he's not one of us.
Right.
Okay, but they say, well, it doesn't matter who their mother is as long as their father was a... Man, I was interviewing a UFC fighter the other day. That's the only other Hebrew Israelite I ever went live with. He said the father was of... Because he got a white woman. Her mom, the white woman come from an Irish woman, but he said the father was something, not black, but something he said. The Hambubu, I don't know what it was. I said, brother, this ain't making no sense to me. I can't buy into this. So tell me about this chart. Is this something that is a legitimate representation of your belief system?
Absolutely not.
Okay, and why not?
Absolutely not. The chart is false. The chart is false. Absolutely not.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
Everything.
Okay.
No, man, the Hebraic people are straight up and down African people. They were sold, and the only difference was a boat style. You know what I'm saying? So all of these other nations of people, they're not a part of that bloodline. They're not a part of that lineage. They're not a part of that spiritual system at all.
Oh, you sound like an African-centered person.
Yeah, when the text was written, they was not writing about the Mexicans to this.
I didn't see that in the Bible.
Right. Those people were not a part of what was being written. So for them to say, "Oh, we're a tribe of Ephraim," or we're the people of Gad, I'm like, how?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
Gotcha. So we're not going to give no credibility to that. I couldn't give the chart no credibility because I just couldn't. I couldn't get down because if you give one thing I learned about us brothers, for some reason, if you give us any way out to say you can go get you a white woman and you can justify it, they gonna take it.
Right.
You got it when you're dealing with brothers. I'm talking about us as black men and women too, but I'm talking about the men now. Everything has to be ironclad, or they're gonna find a way out.
Right.
I'm keeping everything straight up.
Right.
The feminists and the lesbians and the gays, they call me very rigid. I'm keeping everything rigid. Because if they say this, they say it's only the seed of the father. The mother don't matter. As if you can get a revolutionary that came from 9 months in the womb of a European woman. Do you see what I'm saying?
False.
It doesn't make no sense to me.
False.
It doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. Then they say, well, you can't look at genetics. Well, why not? It just doesn't make no sense to me. Okay. So we got the chart out of here. So let me ask you this. You say you named 2 of the teachers that you follow. But out of all the Hebrew Israelites I ever came across, nobody speaks the way you speak on these issues. So are you just an individual floating around out here? Are there any other groups of Hebrew Israelites that talk that way? Or what is our situation here? Are they all caught up on the white? It seems like they wrote their whole doctrine to get white women.
Yeah, I believe so. And that's why I don't, correlate myself with the camps, because their doctrine is off. And then, and then for them to, like you said, to say that they're not Africans, that's insane within itself when Israel's Northeast Africa. And then on top of that, even I think I texted to you, the Book of Tobit says that you're only supposed to take a wife that's of your kind, of your kindred, that's of your father's blood. So for them to say, oh, it's okay to date this one, it's okay to be with a white woman, it's okay to be this, it's okay to be that, that's false.
So if I go get J-Lo tomorrow, I'll be wrong.
You'd be wrong.
But I can say she's a Puerto Rican, and that's a what they say these are. They say these are Tajinos.
Right.
So I got me she's an Israelite.
Right.
We can stretch this all the way out all over the world. But you're telling me I'll be wrong.
Right.
Okay, cool. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The Creator intended for us to keep the bloodline intact. So our DNA, and and it's not to take a shot at everybody else, but our DNA is the most superior DNA on the planet.
That's just a fact.
That's just a fact.
That's why they want to steal ours.
And it was meant for us to continue to breed within our own DNA. To keep the nations going, to keep the tribes going. It was not meant for us to mix our DNA with outsiders. That's not about people.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. We've gone over your doctrine. We didn't go like 3 hours long, but the problem, we didn't have to go 3 hours because we didn't have no disagreements. But let me ask you this. What kind of efforts, because like I just said, you got the doctrine on one side, and the doctrine, if you have any real doctrine, it ought to be motivating and inspiring and informing work. So what kind of work what's your main contribution or your main efforts that you are involved in for black people?
My goal is to empower us economically and war as well. I feel like that's very important. I believe that we need to become, warlike people again.
Wait a second. How you gonna talk about war and talk about Jesus at the same time? He said, "Turn the other cheek and love everybody, and if they do you wrong, then you do them right, and pray for your enemies." What you mean you war?
Right, false.
Okay.
In the Torah, the Creator said, "Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth." He said, "Strike for strike." So if you attack me or there's an attack on us, my job after that is to destroy you.
Really?
The Creator also speaks on us smiting people. That's that's why Nat Turner did what he did.
But Joshua never smite anybody.
Right. You know what I'm saying? When there's an enemy, the Creator said that you're supposed to smite him. You understand? So when another nation rises against our nation and our people, we're supposed to smite that nation.
Damn. What you mean by smite? Does that mean kiss?
That mean kill everything, woman, child, fish, turtle.
Damn. Everything.
Dog.
Everything that pisses against the wall.
That's right. Remove from here. So with Christianity and so forth, teaches, oh, you're supposed to love your enemy, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. But if they even read the text, even the Creator said that he was a war deity.
He's a man of war.
He was a man of war.
That's right. That's in the Bible.
He was a war, right? That's in the Bible. He said he was a warlike deity. So, and he speaks on. He gave us laws against our enemies. He didn't tell us to go love them. He told us to destroy them. So when a nation rises against our nation, we're supposed to cut them down.
Not
just like they do theirs.
Not love them down.
No.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll through some of their questions now so I can ask a few of the things they asking. My phone, this thing, let me see. I'm going to see if I can get a few of their questions. Hold up 1 second. This thing tripping. Hold up. There it go. Okay, let me see what they're talking about here. Okay, we got people waving. I don't need y'all to wave. Blessings to you. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we got any good. City, what's wrong with this thing? Okay, here we go. My finger's too heavy. If we got any good questions up here. Oh, this is just the people that's on here. Okay. You are so necessary. Okay. You are so necessary and so important for us. I pray the ancestors and university protect you. Amen. Amen. I second that. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see if they ask anything tough.
Right.
How's your day? What the hell kind of question is that? Pentecostal church. Me too. Pentecostal? Boy, that's that fire and brimstone right there. If you not worship, my pastor told me, if the music you listen to ain't praising God, it's praising the devil. I can't listen to nothing. That's what I came up on. Shemitic, not Hamitic. Okay, we covered that. Moses was born in Egypt, but not an Egyptian. I don't know how you do that. Okay. Hebrews of West Africa. It says Hebrewisms of West Africa. That's what the person wrote. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, it's a book.
Okay, I don't.
It's a book where a lot of the West African tribes were basically confirming that the Hebrews were a African people. It's called Hebrewisms of West Africa.
And who is that by?
I can't remember the author, but it speaks about the Akan, it speaks about Akwamu, it speaks about all these people who had ancient Hebraic customs. So anyone, like, it just goes back to what we were saying, when people are trying to say, oh, it's not an African. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's an African document.
Okay. All right. They're arguing about Moses in here. We are saying that all versions are skipped. When we say that the Bible is false, okay, I'm going to read you what the Uncle Life said. He said, when we say that the Bible is false, we are saying all the versions of the chapters in the Bible are not correct. But we can see where the whitewashing began when we look at our African texts and see where the words and stories came from. I don't think we disagree with that, do you?
Right, I don't disagree with that either. What modern day, what's being taught modern day has been whitewashed.
Okay.
It has been taught, to against us. It has been weaponized against us. But the original text of the scripture is an African document. It is a document that our people wrote and recorded.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was stolen, like just like Europeans steal everything else.
That's a
It
fact.
was stolen, you know what I mean, and rewritten and recreated and edited and all of that stuff, and used against us.
Well, you know what? One of my things I always tell people is, because a lot of our people, now tell me your opinion on this. I feel like a lot of our people got out of the church, because, you know, we mostly come from the church.
Right.
But they don't want to join any spiritual system.
Right.
They say it's because the church is not revolutionary or these different belief systems are harmful to our people. This is what I found from being somebody that spent 33 years in the church, and also in the conscious community actually doing work. A lot of these people in the conscious community don't want to be involved in any spiritual system because it makes them have to be moral.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It don't got nothing to do. Now, I did a whole broadcast on how bad it is in the Christian church. Homosexuality is rampant. Pedophilia is rampant. Integrationism is rampant. It's very colorblind and whitewashed. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I go to the conscious community, it's the same thing. Now they telling me that you could be an African, red, black, and green, and be a homosexual.
Absolutely not.
I say, you just didn't want any standards. That's why you left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what's your thoughts on that?
I agree with you. I agree with you. Like I've had this talk with so many, different people who, they know God loves everybody and you can do this and that and third and blah. I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Number one, homosexuality was a European concept that came from them.
Amen.
This is not something that our people condone or practice.
Mm-hmm.
It is a custom that came from them.
Not right now.
And it is against every
Chastity.
esoteric that our people have ever written.
That's a fact.
Every form of divine law, from Kemet to the Torah to whatever, to the Stele of Ern and Mu, to it doesn't matter which African document you get into, we all spoke against it.
Mm-hmm.
So for our people to try to find a loophole in that,
A loophole. That's exactly what they do.
right,
A loophole.
Right. Like you're saying, they don't want to be held accountable. They still want the title of being on this and on that, but they don't want to actually keep divine law.
Okay, I'm with you on that 100%. Okay. So let me ask you this. I'm getting ready to close this out. I'm gonna put this on YouTube, by the way, because I'm recording on my other phone, so we can just have it on YouTube. But I feel like this has been very beneficial. My thing is this.
Absolutely.
I don't know. At the beginning, I thought this could be something very powerful. But I don't know if these other Israelite sects are going to want to give up their white women and accept that even this biblical document, even this people that you speak of, even Ayasu, did I say that right?
Right.
This is all African. And you're going to have to get back to being black specific and stop trying to make this chart to be an integrationist, because that's essentially what it is. And so, do you think that your, I don't want to say your interpretation, but your perspective on these things can spread and black people wake up and stop trying to separate from Africans? Or do you think... Go ahead.
That's a very good question. I believe so. I think that, like you said, everybody trying to have their cake and eat it. You know what I mean? They trying to be woke and be conscious, but they still want to, be out in these streets and do what they do in these streets. But they don't go that way. You know what I mean? Our people taught against it. It's even in the Torah, even the book of Tobit says you're not supposed to do that. So if you're claiming yourself to be of the loins of Shem or whatever, then esoteric says that you're not supposed to mix with anyone. You're supposed to take a woman that's of the African blood, of the tribe.
All right.
So for them to try to find that loophole, like, well, it's okay to blah blah. Nah, man, absolutely not.
We got to get that branch to spread amongst you guys, because I feel like this: the Nation of Islam, they have their own beliefs, and I don't agree with them all, but they can at least work with black people.
Right.
The African nationalists or the Pan-Africanists, they have their own beliefs, but they can mostly work with black people. The two most divisive. One of my daughters is raising hell. Just give our popsicle. The two most divisive groups that I've seen is the anti-African Israelites and the Moors. These are the two most divisive groups that I've seen. I don't see the Nation of Islam as that divisive. I don't see the Kemetic science as that divisive if they truly understand it. The African nationalists, whatever you want to call it. The most divisive ones that I've seen that you just going to end up having to argue about shit. I remember I made a post about teaching my black kids math and science and keeping them out of prison. And a motherfucker came on there, Hebrews and Moors, telling me, why you calling them black? I said, you missed the whole fucking point of the post. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, how can we address that, or do we just have to ignore them?
I don't know. I think that, like you said, man, you got some people that's just, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't save them. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter what you say. It don't matter how much you show it to them in text. It don't matter. Like, you know what I mean? I have a friend like that right now. Like, it don't matter how much objective information I give them.
Hey, this guy, Instagram gonna cut us off in 20 seconds. I'm gonna just pull it right back up so we can finish this off, all right?
Oh, okay.
So just come back on and I'll bring you back in. But it's gonna cut us off in 10 seconds.
All right, okay.
What happened with Sage?
No, I was straight up the garage.
Sage be tripping, man. You had to put man the car back in the garage?
I took it out.
Took it out?
Yeah, physique, it worked out.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, Kenneth, you got to get your workout in, too. Glad your coach is here, so I don't have to do it. Thought you was getting off easy, huh?
Not really.
Bust you.
Oh.
All right, we're about to finish off our discussion with Brother Yahu Rock BlackWell. Oh, I forgot to ask him about his boxing. Dude be in there throwing hands. I'm gonna have Sadiq spar with him. You ready?
Yeah, I know.
So you gonna leave it all up to RBTZ?
I'm getting smart.
Oh, don't worry, Zeke, I got your back. Get him, Smart. What about you, big fella? What you gonna do? What is he getting there working?
He ain't here yet.
Oh, he sent you a text. He must think this is his house. All right, folks, I'm just waiting on Yahoo to get back in here. and then we're gonna finish off this discussion, and it's gonna be later available on Instagram, not Instagram, YouTube, and so y'all can go back and listen because I think this brother said some very beneficial things. If you Nation of Islam, if you Hebrew Israelite, if you more, and you can get on straight black pride, if you get on straight black pride, we could be Islam, more, Hebrew, we could do Christian, we could do all your stuff if you just get on straight black pride. Not straight Hispanic pride. Not gay black pride. Straight black pride. Okay, what I was going to ask you before we go is what's going on inside the ring right now? What weight class you fighting at?
Cruiserweight.
What's that?
Sometimes I'll mix in and get in with a heavyweight depending on how big he is.
What's cruiserweight? 200?
It's about 200 pounds.
Okay.
190 and 200.
Now, I read the article and it said that you're an entrepreneur, so you're doing stuff outside of just fighting?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like what?
A franchise, a restaurant, and I eventually plan on. I did build a game at one point in time, and my next move is going to be some real estate.
All right. And so you practicing some powernomics, and so now,
Right.
are you ever gonna get into actually training fighters? I feel like in that last fight with Fury and Wilder, I feel like that trainer won that fight. Well, I feel like Fury was on drugs, but I feel like that new trainer he went to made a hell of a lot of difference too.
Right.
So, are you ever gonna?
Wilder's going to show up the next fight, though. I think he's going to get him done the next fight.
Wilder, something's gonna have to. Well, you know, some new stuff came out with Fury with these drugs.
Right. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, some new stuff came out when he first failed the steroid test. When he beat Klitschko.
That's right.
And so I don't know. Let me just tell you, man. Fury came in 23 pounds heavier, and he became. I don't know how you go from being a hot pot tap puncher to becoming a power puncher overnight.
Right.
I'm thinking there's got to be some HGH, some TRT, some anabolic something somewhere in there. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
But anyway,
A lot of times,
go ahead.
a lot of guys can slide somebody, a couple of dollars to kind of keep that on the hush. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what he's been accused of.
Right.
Because his excuse in that first failed test was wild boar meat, uncastrated boar meat.
Right.
And then he had a farmer come in and say, yeah, I sold him some uncastrated boar meat. Now the farmer saying, yeah, that shit never happened. They said they were going to pay me and they never paid me.
Right.
So you were just juiced up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is, are you ever going to get into training fighters? Because I want Wilder to go train, I ain't going to lie, I want him to go train with all blacks.
I agree.
Do you?
I agree. And I definitely want to train fighters. Especially when I'm done with it, I definitely want to train fighters. I bring a lot of knowledge on hand to hand to the game. You know what I mean? I would love to train fighters.
I got two last questions, and I always have to ask this: do you have a black woman?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm glad you can say that. Oh God, that's always a tough one. Because a lot of our brothers with the most knowledge don't. They either want to be conscious pimps or just pretty much what they want to be. So where are we at with this black woman?
Brilliant too, man. She's brilliant black woman.
So is she on the same wavelength that you on?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So I'm glad that people can hear that. And most importantly, do you prefer the AK or the AR? Which platform do you prefer?
That's tough. See, I don't have an AK, but I got AR.
You ain't got an AK?
I don't have an AK, bro. I need to get one though.
Okay, I can't put this on YouTube. I'm gonna have to. I retract everything I said previously. I can't.
I want a K bad though. I want a I got an AR-15 right now.
Okay, that's very good. I have an AR-10 and I have a regular 5.56 and I have a 300 blackout. But
Right.
okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When you walking into the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have time to clean your mouthpiece or your trunks?
Not really.
No, you just got to go out here and fight, right?
You gotta go out and fight.
So when shit hit the fan, are you gonna have time to clean, oil, and lubricate your AR-15?
No.
Because they must be maintained, and they'll be reliable if they properly maintained.
Right.
But what if you just got to grab it and run out the damn door and you didn't check?
Right.
You're gonna need your AK.
I gotta get that. That's definitely something that was next on my list. I was like, man, I gotta get this AK and stop playing.
Man, I'm telling you what to get. If you want to get something, this is my purge weapon right here. I rarely ever leave the house without it. It's a Century Arms. It's a C39 AK pistol, but it got the brace on it. Listen, man, I think I done had this gun about maybe 2 years, 2.5 years. I only cleaned it one time, just feel like what it would feel like to clean it. This gun doesn't malfunction.
Okay.
It is
You gotta send me the name of that. I'm gonna get that.
I'm gonna send it to you, and it's short. It's just like having a short barrel rifle without having to go through the paperwork, and but it's solid. It's solid. It's sturdy, and man, this is just it's just the best thing ever. It got Magpul furniture on it. I ain't gonna lie. With this pandemic, this is how I know it's a good gun. Not only with my shooting it over and over and over, because you know AK bullets are cheap, but I took my homeboy who's an attorney to the store. He wanted to get him something in case shit hits the fan with all that we have going on. I recommended the same gun. We went to the same store that I bought it from. You know what they told us? We don't have any more of those. We can't get them in stock. No one can get them anywhere across the country. That's what they said. Like they on like back order. I said, see, I knew I was right about this gun. I knew I was right.
Right.
Now you have your more. Let me see this one here. You have your more expensive AK-47s. If you ask an AK enthusiast, you know, being here in America, you have your more expensive ones. This is a Vepr. And you also have the stuff by Arsenal Inc. and things of that nature. And so you can go and spend $1,500 or $2,000 on an AK if you want to. And I felt like I had to do that being an AK enthusiast. But the one that I'm running out the door with is this little fella right here.
Instead of get it done?
Yeah, this is gonna get it done right here. That's gonna get it done. So that's what I recommend, man. But we definitely we gotta set something up to get you together to train with Zeke.
I would love to.
Okay.
It's my honor. It's my honor to train my brother.
And you can't come down to Florida without an AK.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
You gotta do that. So stop messing around with that. But you are leading in the right direction by being armed. And I asked this man, what's the main thing we need to do? And you said we need to become more warlike. Now, some people might take offense at that and think that's just a violent thing, but another way you can say it is that we just need to become more competitive based on the group that we are. And we need to try to beat everybody else. That's economically and everything that we do. That doesn't mean you got to go out and shoot everybody. The Asians are warlike economically. They buy from their own. They sell to black people, but they're not going to do business with you. That's war. That's economic war. They maintain their culture. They marry their own. When the last time you seen an Asian man walking down the street with a black woman?
Right. Never.
Fine as these sisters is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They go get one of their own.
That's right.
So when he says warlike, yeah, that could include shit hits the fan, but it's every day. It's everyday war that we in out here.
It is on every front, like you said. They're using everything they can against us, economically, culturally. You know what I mean? Trying to water down our DNA. You name it, they're doing it. So, like you said, we need to come back home.
We got to come back home, and
We got to come back home.
we close out on that. And this is what I'm gonna do. We got to work on getting something together. Now I know they'll love to see that. I'll let you change it because I'm tired of him hitting me. I got a helmet, shoulder pads, and yeah, a knee brace. Okay.
Putting in work, man. I was like, I like this brother.
We gotta work on that, and then we gotta work on something to defeat these. How can we call it? Separatist, anti-African Hebrew Israelites too.
Yeah, man, they tripping, man.
They tripping. So when your next fight? Your next fight scheduled already?
Yeah, man. I guess when this whole thing clear up, I'm gonna jump back out there.
Well, send me the information so we can put it out there and make sure everybody check it out.
Okay, perfect, brother, perfect.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate talking to you. You know, I'm gonna keep.
Always, man, always.
I'm
You know, I stand with you, man, and all things, brother.
I'm gonna keep reading and studying, and if I have some more questions, I'm gonna just say, hey, listen, you need to explain this, okay? All right.
I'll be ready.
All right. Well, let's do it, man. I appreciate you making time, and we'll get back with you later.
All right, brother. Same to you.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
All right, folks, there you have it. I had a conversation with a Hebrew Israelite, not your average Hebrew Israelite. But I think that just goes to show that if we all own the straight black pride, we can get along. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that keep me from wanting to be associated with a lot of these groups is if you tell me that we can have gender fluidity in the movement, or if you tell me that the black man is not required to be with the black woman, I'm not going to be able to get down with your movement. Now, if you come telling me straight black pride, black man, black woman, black child, black God, black guns, I can get down with that. We won't never have an argument. You hear me? We won't ever have an argument. So that was one of the things I just wanted to show y'all with that. That's a brother that's up in Maryland. We never met before, but I seen his stuff that he posts and the vibe that he puts out there. And he's seen the stuff that we do down here in BPM. And, you know, great minds think alike. So that's my point of view on that. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to put it up on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. Follow my YouTube channel, Attorney Awesome BPM. Go follow Sadiq's YouTube channel. What's it called?
BB Slim Gang.
BB Slim Gang. This man putting a lot of work into his YouTube. I don't put that much work into mine. I only speak on topics that I feel passionate about. I don't vlog every day. You know, if I do something every day, it's going to be on my Instagram. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, but I just haven't got into it. Sadiq, on the other hand, this boy buying a $3,000 camera. He's going to be vlogging the stuff that he does in BPM, stuff that he does with work when he's watching them $90,000 cars, stuff that he's doing academically, stuff that he's doing to find him a black queen because he almost had one, but he messed it up. All of his stuff, he's gonna be. So go follow 904 BPM Slim, BPM Gang. What's it called?
BB Slim Gang.
BB Slim Gang. Go follow. Subscribe, like, subscribe, share. BB Slim Gang and Attorney Awesome BPM. And as I always say,
BPM today, BPM tomorrow, BPM for life.
baby. Now, we're going to be back tomorrow night. I'm going to have the maddest man. I ain't never seen a brother this mad. Tomorrow, you see how we just had a good cordial conversation? Tomorrow, you better be ready for war. I'm going to have all my guns out, loaded, when I talk to Rogue 1831. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, same place, same time. And you better believe it's going to be live because that brother don't play. He don't, and I'm not going to post that on YouTube. Okay, I'm telling you right now, the way this brother talk, I have to do disclaimers because this brother's going to come real, raw, aggressive, and unadulterated on what your black self should be doing right now. And we're going to be talking specifically about these yopsticks. Because everybody trying to get guns now. Oh, yeah. Everybody trying to get guns now, ain't they? Everybody that was calling us crazy, Everybody that was saying we spending all our money on guns, everybody that was saying we tripping, now you go to the gun store, the line out the door. Hey, we went to that gun store, what was on that wall? Nothing. Every gun was gone. All right. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, man. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So donate to the movement. You think it's cheap feeding these black Africans? I'm trying to send them back to Africa. Okay? That's tax deductible, Cash App, money sign, BPM, the number 4, life. That's all cap with the number 4. Tune in tomorrow because you're going to get some real, some raw, and some unadulterated. Talk to y'all later. God bless. How do I close this? How do I close this out? Oh, there you go.